good to see you. It's time to cruise away with Derek and Joe again, and this time we set sail on the cruise line that just gives you more for less, the stylish and glamorous MSC.
Yes, get ready for some fun cruising with lots of entertainment and lots of exciting places to go and visit along the way. We've got 3 trips lined up for you this time, from an immersive Baltics cruise for next September, which includes joining the world-famous Oktoberfest celebrations in Berlin, to an epic 50 nights of cruising from Sydney to Rome via the South Pacific, Hawaii, the Caribbean and the Canaries, among others. And that trip comes along in March in 2027.
Which of course means that deposits at the ready, because you can book our offers today. And it feels like the holiday has already begun. Our first trip sounds like a Bond film, From Bari with Love. And it's a wonderful trip around the stunning Greek Isles and the place where the world meets, Istanbul in Turkey. Your 19-night Dream Away package starts on the 28th of April, flying from Sydney over to Bari in southern Italy, capital of the famous Puglia region of Italy. And let's take some time to explore here, because we've got 3 nights in a hotel, somewhere a little bit different.
Somewhere different, absolutely, on the Adriatic Sea, capital of both the metropolitan city of Bari and the, like you said, the Puglia region. You've got lovely basilicas like the Basilica San Nicola. The old town as well is beautiful. And we're heading on board the MSC Symphonia. And we're going to be on board for 14 nights on this fabulous MSC vessel, which is all about glitz and glamour, like we often mention with MSC. I mean, honestly, the spaces are, I always say it's quintessential Italian glamour. When you think of some of the biggest brands in the world that are Italian luxury, that we associate with just the epitome of indulgence and style, and that's what the Italians do so well. So, you know, glittering spaces abound when you're on MSC, and the services, the amenities never disappoint. You know, whether it's just grabbing a slice of pizza up in the buffet, or sitting down and having a delicious meal in the dining room, which you could be, it's all included. Your dining room meals, which you can have, by the way, breakfast, lunch, dinner and afternoon tea if you want to in there, are all included in your cruise fare. So you could be eating there every single night, or maybe mixing it up a little bit and enjoying something in the specialty restaurant you've got on board as well. So there's some options, of course, for you, no matter what you fancy. And the thing is, when you're on MSC, you can just take it at your own pace. I love the fact that although there is some formality and sometimes they'll have formal nights on offer, you don't have to go to town on the full old monkey suit and sequins if you don't want to. Like you can just really take it at your own pace when especially when you're cruising this part of the world. It's quite relaxed cruising the Med and Greece and that area. A lot of people just, you know, are quite casual.
Yeah, it's a nice time of year to do it as well, actually. We're actually doing 2 cruises here back to back on this particular offer, which is really quite nice. I mean, you know, places like the Greek Isles, even Italy itself, there's something really intoxicating about it. There's something very, very different in every single port of call. But it's nice then to come back to that familiarity, that lovely comfortable bed, that really nice, you know, great big wardrobe, take as much, you know, as you want to, cover all bases, be as quiet and low key or as party as you like on these ships as well. They are lovely. They're full of glamour and they're a great price as well. Remember, we are cruising out of Bari in Italy.
Indeed, we're going to Piraeus first of all for incredible ancient Athens, the cradle of Western civilization. You've got to head to the Parthenon, the Acropolis, and take that famous selfie on the hill with the Acropolis in the background for sure. Temple of Zeus also is worth a visit. Then it's Izmir in Turkey, the port for Ephesus, an ancient Roman city, a civilization like no other. Lots of kitty cats like roaming around old Ephesus, and you'll just be fascinated with the ancient architecture for sure. Then it's Istanbul, which you've just visited, haven't you, Derek? Incredible city, full of great mosques, beautiful markets as well to visit. You can go and do a hammam while you're there, which is the traditional Turkish spa experience. Then Corfu waits, and this is a darling Greek island that is very relaxed as well, relaxed pace on Corfu. Gorgeous beaches. I mean, just swimming in the Mediterranean is nothing quite like it. That ocean is so perfectly blue. Then we're into Bari. You have another little trip, a stop over here, including you know, time for you to really explore some of the great excursions on offer with MSC, and you can book those in advance, of course. So it's the start of your second cruise, this one. And then we have Santorini as our first port in this part of the itinerary, which is absolutely beautiful. It's famous for its whitewashed houses against the blue Aegean Sea. Oya Village is also charming and not too far away from downtown Tyre. Then we're into Piraeus, the port for Athens, of course. You get another stop here, which is wonderful because there's so much to do. It's, you know, you could literally be there a week and still not have touched the surface. You might want to head on an old trolley tour of the old town. Then we're into Katakolon. This is the port actually for ancient Olympia, where the first Olympics were held thousands of years ago. I just think that's going to be so interesting to learn about. And of course, you can just book an excursion with the ship to make it easy for yourself. Argostoli awaits. This is Kefalonia, famous for Captain Corelli's mandolin, if you remember that book, of course, and movie. It's charming, it's gorgeous. One thing that is so much fun to do there is rent a boat for the day and head on out in the harbour. Then we are heading, of course, back into Bari, where you'll disembark and we'll fly you back to Oz.
Easy breezy, as we like to say here at CruiseAway. It's wonderful, lovely, lovely, very, very varied getaway for April next year. You'll be exploring the Greek Isles and Turkey over 19 nights in all, which is really fantastic. And actually, I need to talk to you about all the treats that are on the cruise as part of this offer as well. But let me show you the overall price tag of the package first. This is amazing. Remember, you can book this today with a deposit, and this offer not only includes your return flights from Sydney to and from Bari in southern Italy. You've got a 3-night hotel stay there before you cruise, and your cruise is 2 weeks of fascinating cruising with MSC, enjoying all of the fabulous hot spots of the Greek Isles and Turkey, including that day in fascinating Istanbul. Lots of included dining and entertainment and activities and so much more on offer from MSC as well, which is really, really good. Let's show you everything that's included in this offer. It is stunning, honestly. For a holiday like this, you would expect to pay a heck of a lot more. I mean, these are some of the real hot spots in this part of the world, let me tell you. And it's great to have those 2 itineraries back to back, which is brilliant again. If you want to know more, 2 ways of finding out more actually. You can go to our website at cruiseaway.com.au, but it's probably quicker and easier to pick up the phone and call us. It's toll free, of course, 1300 408 765. But that is a bumper cruise with so much included in terms of activities and good times and included dining and so many things that you don't necessarily expect, things that will pop up, special events that you can get involved with while you're on the cruise as well. So a very, very exciting offer there for you. 1300 408 765. Remember, that's the magic number. It's toll free, and a deposit today will secure it for you. Right, okay, let us crack straight on to our next fabulous adventure. And next up, it's a trip where it might be a good idea to pack your dirndls and lederhosen. Yes, we're off to Berlin in Germany to celebrate Oktoberfest and enjoy a fascinating Baltics cruise next September. And your 32 nights begin by flying over to Berlin in Germany. It's party time and you can smell the bratwurst in the air. Ooh. And we are staying for 3 nights in a hotel. The dirndls and lederhosen, by the way, completely and utterly optional. Yeah. You can just watch if you like and enjoy the great beers, the great bratwurst, the great party atmosphere.
Pretzels, they love a pretzel, don't they, in Oktoberfest?
You can smell fried onions in the air, can't you?
Yes, and then we're going to take a scenic train to Rostock. And we're going to have 2 nights here in Rostock as well, which I think the train journey itself is going to be very unique. Known for its gorgeous harbour and maritime flair, it's home to major events, Rostock. They have lots of big festivals there. They have a lovely zoo, a Warnemünde lighthouse also worth visiting, and the lovely beach beach chairs along the bay in Warnemünde. Time to cruise on board the MSC Magnifica, and you're going to be on board for 23 nights. Or they've got bowling on board MSC in their entertainment complex, which is wonderful. You don't get that on a lot of ships, actually. Book ahead for that. Some of the wonderful swimming pools that you see are dotted around the ship, and hot tubs, of course, being pictured here, and that's part of the great cruising experience. To be able to sit in the hot tub, you know, with a glass of champers, just thinking this is the life. This is the life, absolutely. That's the stunning theatre. You can see how grand the MSC ships are. You know, there's a 3-deck high lobby with a water feature backdrop and a crystal piano. I mean, if that's not grand, what is? You'll feel like you're in one of the finest hotel lobbies in the world, except you'll be seeing that every single day on your cruise ship, where all your fabulous dining in the dining room and the buffet are included, and you get your bed made every day. You've got all the shows are included for you as well. There's very little to think about other than, you know, well, what am I going to eat next when you're on a cruise? You know, you can even do things like fitness classes up in the gym, of course, and there's lots. They have a whole timetable on offer for you with an extensive spa menu and treatments too. The towel animals are a fun part of cruising, aren't they? Never knowing if you're going to get a monkey on your bed when you come back, an elephant, or maybe a fan. Who knows?
So sweet. Right, here we go cruising. 23 nights then out of Warnemünde.
We're into Gdynia in Poland first, which is a modern city with history and culture and a lot of maritime attractions as well. Now you can head to the amber factory, and it's fascinating to learn about Baltic amber, which is actually mined on the coast of Latvia, Poland, and Lithuania. Then it's Klaipėda, and that's in Lithuania. Lithuania is an up-and-coming tourist destination. It's absolutely beautiful, the coast, and you'll find lots of museums there. You'll also find the Curonian Spit, which is absolutely stunning. Then we're into Riga in Latvia. This is an utterly charming city, which has got some of the most beautiful gilded buildings I've ever seen. Absolutely gorgeous. Great shopping there as well. Next up, we are into Helsinki in Finland. Now, the famous place to visit here is going to be the Tempelokio Church, which is copper-lined dome and rock rubble interior. It's very eye-catching, this building. Do a tour of Helsinki so you can get a little everything. Tallinn's next in Estonia, also beautiful, and of course we're here in the last part of summer, so these ports really come alive at this time of year. So you'll get that lovely sort of fresh greenery and just, you know, nice mild weather usually. We have an overnight on board in Stockholm, in the capital of Sweden, where you can head to the ABBA Museum if you're a bit of a fan, like us here at CruiseAway. Some people aren't. Oh, we'll have to have a word about that, won't we? So much more to see in Stockholm as well. Then it's Copenhagen, and this is, you've got the Little Mermaid sculpture. You have to see that right there on the dock with Hans Christian Andersen. But so one of the loveliest things to do in Copenhagen is head to the Tivoli Gardens and theme park. That's amazing. Well, next up, we're into Sweden in Karlskrona, and this is I've never seen this on an itinerary. How exciting to be going somewhere so unique. You know, it's scattered across 33 individual islands, this part of Sweden as well. So you do little boat trips out to the different ones. We're back into Warnemünde for the day, of course, which is the port for Berlin. You're just strolling along the beach in Warnemünde. You'll see these amazing deck chairs all laid. It's such a great photo opportunity. I won't spoil it too much, but that is a really lovely thing to do on Warnemünde. Rotterdam is next, and you, of course, will be here in late September. So you're going to see probably some lovely, you know, summer plants and wildlife and things in these ports, but you might want to head to a Royal Delft pottery factory to learn about how that's made. Then it's La Rochelle in France, where you can simply stroll around and enjoy the French flavour, you know, and have a nice coffee on a side street cafe. That's one of the nicest things to do when you're in France, and just think this is really living. Bilbao's next. Bilbao is known for its famous Guggenheim Museum, which I'd highly recommend visiting if you love your art, because it's spectacular. But also, back streets in Bilbao, grab yourself a pincho, their little tapas, and a beer. Lighthouse Portugal's next, and you can do a tour and learn about how the port's made. So it's actually stored in casks under the river. So it's fascinating to learn about the history and do some tastings as well when you're in Lighthouse. Then it's gorgeous Valencia, Spain's third city. What you see there is one of the Cuatro Serranos, one of the towers that beckon you into the old town. This beautiful old town is full of just incredible things to see and do and eat. Then it's Marseille in France. Talking about eating, the French love to eat, and you've got to have some proper French brie in France. There's nothing quite like it. And the baguette and maybe a nice glass of wine. Get yourself a beret before you go home. Then we are going to disembark in Genoa and head to Milan. Now, we're going to have 2 nights in the financial and fashion capital of Italy to cap off our brilliant and very unique European itinerary. And you know, Milan does boast some of the most imposing and dramatic architecture in Italy. It's also phenomenal for shopping, so you will love it. And here is an overview of, I think, one of the most unique itineraries I've ever seen on MSC.
Yeah, and I have to agree, honestly, it's just fascinating. It really is. You're going to some cruise destinations that are never seen on cruise itineraries, which is great. You're also hitting some of the big hot spots as well. You're starting off that trip by going out to Berlin, of course, and look at all of the different destinations you have along the way. Spending some time in Milan as well is just magical. You actually take a train journey from Genoa, the end of the cruise, down to Milan. Just the music playing in Milan railway station as a welcome is, honestly, it is true magic. So this feels like a real journey. Lots of destinations visited on this trip as well. It sounds like really multiple tens of thousands of dollars to do all of these things, doesn't it? Let me show you the price for the entire trip, because I think once you've seen this, I think maybe people watching right now that have been costing up other holidays and thinking, gosh, you blow a budget really, really quickly, really, really easily. Now look at the selection of all the destinations in this holiday and match it up with that price tag. It's almost too good to be true. It's an amazing price when you consider everything that we are packing into this celebration dream away. So the flight from Sydney to Berlin, it's Oktoberfest time. You're there for 3 nights in a hotel to enjoy the party and the celebrations. Then you take the train to Rostock and you have 2 nights there in a hotel before you then start this wonderful and epic cruise on MSC Magnifica, which is brilliant. 23 nights of full board MSC cruising with a wonderful ship to enjoy, with lots of entertainment, activities, things to do on board as you cruise in Sweden and Denmark and Finland and Estonia and Germany and France and Spain and Portugal, and end in Genoa in Italy. And then you take this wonderful train journey down to Milan for a 2-night hotel stay there in a really beautiful, stylish city hotel before then flying back to Australia. Remember that a deposit secures this today for you. It is incredible. Here is everything. And again, I would say this is probably something where that number on the left-hand side, just under the MSC logo there, jot that number down, put it into our website and have a look in more detail of all the places that you are going to on that trip. And of course, if you've got any questions whatsoever, please do just feel free to call us. Remember, we pay for the call. It's toll free, 1300 408 765. That's such a magical journey. Honestly, if there's a little corner in your suitcase spare, I'm quite happy to slip in there and come with you, because what a magical mix of places you are going to discover. Call us now, 1300 408 765. I mean, when it comes to the mega trip, we have got it covered here at CruiseAway. It's brilliant. And we are going to, as our grand finale, show you something that is a real getaway. How does 53 nights grab you, heading from Sydney to Rome via here, there and absolutely everywhere for March in 2027? Let's get you straight on board MSC Magnifica. She is taking us from Oz to the South Pacific, Hawaii, LA, Mexico, the Caribbean, the Canaries and Spain, and over to Rome. And isn't she just stunning?
Wow. And you actually, of course, are getting to join not too far from home, which is wonderful. Now, this is it's going to be your home from home, let's face it, for the next significant amount of time.
50 nights.
50 nights.
That's 7 weeks, isn't it?
7 weeks of cruising. It's the absolute ultimate bucket list cruise lover's dream to be on a cruise ship for that long. And remember, the whole time you're on board, you are not making your own bed. You are not having to entertain yourself. You're not having to make your own meals. It is wonderful to be able to have that freedom, really, just to enjoy life,
and
to enjoy the moments.
Yeah, exactly. And day after day after day, you have got relaxation all around you. You've got wonderful lounges. If you're a night owl, there's plenty for you. There's lots of theme nights and parties if you want. There's lots of activities you can get involved with during the day. Some quite physical, some completely not physical.
Yes.
You can just be as horizontal as you like, because this is one of those big cruises. This is brilliant, and we're going to take care of so much for you while you're on the cruise. You will not believe, because it is very much more than just inclusive. But I'll come back to that in just a second, because we need to start 50 nights of cruising out of Sydney.
Indeed, we're heading to do May 1st in New Caledonia. This is going to be one to get out there on the ocean and just enjoy some of the incredible marine life that this part of the world has to offer. Of course, snorkeling, diving, glass bottom kayak, maybe even a helicopter tour. Luganville's next in Vanuatu. Again, another incredible island to enjoy and what nature has to offer, from the rainforest through to the incredible waterfalls and indeed the marine life. You can also learn about the traditional outrigger canoes. Apia Samoa's next up, and you have got some, if you want to do the cultural experience here, you can actually go and visit some of the locals' homes and learn about their traditional cultures in the Samoan culture. Then it's Pago Pago, a great one for hiking this island. And again, getting out there and exploring nature about what these destinations are all about. If you do just want to head to the beach, of course, you can expect some of the most beautiful beaches on earth in these islands. Then it's Honolulu in Hawaii. Now here you can, I mean, there's just so much to offer in Honolulu, from hiking up Diamond Head to heading to Pearl Harbor to learn about the history, or snorkeling in Hanauma Bay. And make sure you visit world famous Waikiki. Then it's Hilo, and Hilo is well, they're all volcanic islands, but this one's particularly famous for the volcano. You can do a nice bike tour actually, which takes you up to the volcano, which I did when I was there. Loved that. The Rainbow Falls are also magnificent. Then we are into Los Angeles. Wonderful. In LA, you might want to do the Avenue of the Stars. You can actually do something called Star Tours, where they take you up to see the homes of all the rich and famous as well, which is super fun. And Hollywood Highlands for shopping whilst you're downtown. Then it's Cabo San Lucas, charming Mexico, the Mexican Riviera. The rock formations there are called Las Arcos, excuse me, the Arc. And you have got lots of wildlife you might see as you're sailing in. You might see puffins, dolphins, you know, pelicans. Punta Arenas, Costa Rica's next. Known for its coffee, you can even visit a coffee plantation and do tastings and everything. There's also a wonderful jungle zip line adventure where you get to, you know, zip line over the canopies of the jungle. We are transiting through the Panama Canal. You have a guide taking you through this whole experience, narrating it, so, you know, from dusk till dawn, learning about this feat of design and architecture. It's absolutely fascinating, actually, to do this. Once in a lifetime experience, really. Then it's Ocho Rios. We're in the Caribbean now, in Jamaica, and whether it's heading out on a traditional junk canoe bus, they're called, and doing a tour of the island, or, you know, just getting into one of those fabulous rubber rings and going down a river. You'll love the Caribbean. Tortola, and you can do similar tours in these ports, of course, out on the ocean. If you love to, you might want to jet ski or do a catamaran sail with a barbecue on the beach. I mean, that would be a great adventure. Get booking on board for your excursions. Philipsburg St. Martin, the island with two identities, which is Dutch and French. This is the downtown beach. I mean, my goodness, literally right there in the centre, and you've got great shopping behind as well. But honestly, some of the most beautiful ocean you'll ever see. Gran Canaria is next on the itinerary, part of the Canary Islands, and these are known for the volcanic activity, geothermal. But you might want to get out on the dunes and do a tour of Maspalomas dunes. That's a great excursion. Palma de Mallorca next, and this is a nice relaxing day for you. I think nice thing to do in Palma is just to stroll around the harbour and grab a cocktail. If you do want to see some of the downtown area as well, well worth visiting the cathedral there. It is beautiful. We're into Naples in Italy, the home of famous Pompeii, the lost city. You can also visit Herculaneum and the Vesuvius, Mount Vesuvius. You actually head on excursion up there too. Capri's not far also. Lots to see in that area. Now we are going to disembark in Rome, and you'll have 2 nights in a hotel in Rome. So you'll get to enjoy the Eternal City and maybe do some last minute shopping. And of course, Italy is brilliant for shopping, but around every corner you will see thousands of years of amazingly preserved history. It is wonderful. What a lovely finish to your adventure. Here's an overview of what you'll be heading to. I mean, this is like a mini world cruise, essentially. I mean, you go into so many areas. You go New Caledonia, you know, Vanuatu, then we're on into Hawaii. You've got a couple of ports there, Los Angeles, Cabo. Then we are transiting through the Panama Canal by way of Costa Rica, and then finishing up in the Caribbean before you cross over the pond to Europe.
It's fantastic, and you've got some batches of sea days there as well, which is brilliant. So you can just enjoy, relax and reflect on what you've just done. Look forward to what you are about to do. A mighty 53 nights for March in 2027. And we've also included in the cruise select drinks, shore excursions and laundry discounts for you as well, because it's a big cruise. It's just over 7 weeks. So I'm going to show you this total price, and then I will talk about just how much value is crammed in to that number there, because I'm telling you now, this is incredible. This will be so popular for those people who really like a long and leisurely break. 53 nights, remember, sailing 50 of those from Sydney on MSC Magnifica, sailing the South Pacific and the Hawaiian Islands and LA and Mexico and the Caribbean and the Canaries and Spain to Italy. And the cruise includes not only your fabulous accommodation, dining, entertainment, activities and so much more, but we've also included the MSC Dine and Drink package. So you get select wines, beers and soft drinks. They're included every day of your cruise in the main restaurant and the buffet every single day. Plus, you've got 5 included shore excursions for your cruise, which is just brilliant. And because 7 weeks is a long cruise, a 30% discount on the laundry services that are available on board. And suddenly, that number has just shrunk massively, hasn't it? The cruise ends in the port for Rome, where we transfer you to your hotel in Rome for a 2-night hotel stay before you then fly back home. You lucky, lucky people. Here's everything that's included. And your upgrade prices. Again, those upgrade prices, when you look at them first glance, you think they can look a big number. And then you look at how big the cruise is. It's 7 weeks and 1 night of cruising. How incredible is that? How many people get to say that? It is pretty much half a world cruise. It is pretty much half a world cruise that you are doing here, but for the price tag, I have to say, it is amazing. It's not for everyone. A cruise like this comes to find you at the right time. I always believe that, whether it's a whole world cruise or a half world cruise. And if you want to cruise the whole world, we've got it here as well at CruiseAway with many different cruise lines. Please just do call us 1300 408 765. But a cruise like this finds you at the right time. You've had it in the back of your mind. You've been thinking about it. You've been talking about it. Maybe that conversation has been happening on and off for the last decade or 2. And you haven't yet got around to actually saying, right, let's do it. Let's pin that tail on the donkey. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, really. When you think of the price too, when you think of your expenses at home, mortgage, rent, all of that stuff, every month.
It's a very different life as well.
Exactly.
Very different life, very stress-free life. Anyway, listen, we're going to leave that with you. We're here to cruise away every single day on this channel, so make sure you come back and join us, and all our shows are on our YouTube channel as well. See you soon.
See you soon.